What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Asad Bourbon by Lattafa. Look at the bottle right there. So this fragrance was pretty popular for a bit and then it went out of favor like everything else. The fragrance world has like a very constant churn. Popular today, gone tomorrow. But this fragrance was popular for like a minute. So let's take a sniff first and then we'll talk about it. So when you first smell this, you get a floral, sweet, spicy hit that honestly, it feels very confusing. It feels a little bit confusing to me. It feels a little bit like I'm not 100% sure what I'm smelling. Like I know intellectually, I know this is supposed to have cacao in it. Cocoa, cacao, whatever. But what I'm getting is like a floral note. I think it's lavender. And there's a spiciness there, but it's like a fresh spice. A sweetness, but it's a subdued sweetness and some freshness there. So all those together are here. It doesn't feel like a freshie because it's a little bit too deep for a freshie. It doesn't feel super gourmandy because it's not sweet enough or it's not reminiscent of food enough to be a gourmandy. And it doesn't feel niche enough to be a niche fragrance. So to me, it just feels a little bit confused. That's my initial scent of this. My initial scent of this is just like, what am I sniffing? What am I smelling? That's what, it just feels confusing to me. Yeah, that's what I get from this. Now, let's get into the bottle design for a bit. The bottle of this is the typical Asad bottle, right? It has the typical design that's like a triangular base. You can see that? Boom. I don't love these bottles. These bottles like feel cheap to me, and I really don't like. Once I did it to one of them, I do it to all of them. That you can take off its little belt, and it just feels low quality. Lattafa has made other bottles that are much more better designed than this. To me, this just feels kind of cheap. So not my favorite bottle, not my favorite out of the Lattafa line, but you know, you win some, you lose some. This to me is not a great bottle.
You're tacky and I hate you.
Now let's look at the notes for this to talk about what it's supposed to smell like. But before we get into that, I would appreciate it if you took a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to my video. It really helps me do what I like to do, which is make videos for you guys and talk to you guys. It's my favorite thing about my week is just to reach out and talk to you guys. So let's get into the notes. The top notes for this are lavender, mirabelle, and pink pepper. The middle notes are cacao, nutmeg, and davana. And then the base notes are bourbon vanilla, vetiver, and amber. What you can definitely pick out from this is that lavender. You can 100% pick out that pink pepper. Those were the original notes I got. I got like flowery notes, which is I think definitely lavender. That pink pepper, which is spice. I can pick a little bit of that vanilla, which is some sweetness, but it's not very, very sweet. And now it's like escaping me a little bit. It just becomes, honestly, I'm not in love with this fragrance because I think it becomes a little bit muddled. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. And it doesn't feel cohesive to me. It doesn't inspire me. It doesn't reach out to me and say, hey, this is what I am, this is what I want to be. But I can definitely pick out the lavender. I can definitely pick out that pink pepper. I can definitely pick out that sweetness from the vanilla. Just, I think it's missing something, or I think it needs a hero that's not here. It needs a scent that needs to just override everything else, and it just doesn't have that to me. It needs a star of the show. You know what I mean? Every scent has a star. This doesn't seem to have one. It's just muddled together. For Fragrantica, this has a 4.44 out of 1,781 votes. So definitely people don't agree with me that this is not a great scent. People love it, right? 4.44 out of 5, that's great. It's 1,781 votes, great. On positives, people say this has decent, good projection and longevity. I agree, this is pretty strong. I don't think the longevity is as good as the projection. The projection is pretty strong, but the longevity is not great to me. People like the fact that it's an odd gourmand, that it's a gourmand with personality, a gourmand with edge. I don't think it would classify as a gourmand to me because I don't think the chocolate is really noticeable at all. And people say that it has a mysterious vibe. And I agree with that. I agree that it has like a mysterious vibe, mainly because of that muddledness, right? It has a confusing scent, and it's one of these scents, and I have a lot of those scents, right? That it's a little bit confusing. And the benefit of having a scent that's a little bit confusing is that people go, and then they go closer and they go, what is that? What are you wearing? Like, right? It inspires people to give you a second sniff or a third sniff and kind of like figure out what you're wearing. That's a good thing. In terms of negatives, what people have been saying is that it needs time to mature. This is not great straight out of the bottle. It needs time to grow. people say that the scent is muddled, which is what I've been saying. It's like overly complicated and nothing seems to stand out or nothing seems to be like unique about it, which I agree with. And according to some people, it's not really close to the OG, which is supposed to be Azzaro's The Most Wanted. I don't have that, so I can't tell you if it is or not. To me, on dry down, this just becomes even more muddled, even less of a distinctive scent that just turns vaguely sweet with a little bit of spice. Not my favorite scent, not my favorite Lattafa fragrance. It's not bad by any means. It's just not something that immediately attracts my attention. It's not something that immediately will capture or inspire me to use it again, right? I've used it quite a bit, and it's not something that I would reach for after this review. In terms of projection and longevity, this projects moderately, maybe 4 or 5 feet, and then turns into a skin set by hour, maybe 2 or 3. And in terms of performance, it's not great, right? Turning into a skin scent pretty quickly after hour 3 is not really great performance. So overall, honestly, this would be great for mostly males who want something that is a little bit mysterious or different. Not really my vibe. I think it leans younger. I think it leans what people would consider niche, maybe, but not really my vibe. Overall, I would give this, in terms of scent, maybe a 7. In terms of projection longevity, I would give it maybe a 7. Overall, 7. Not my favorite scent. I think this is going to go back on the shelf, and I'm just not going to reach for it that much. What about you guys? Did you like this one? Am I just crazy? It might be crazy. I'm willing to admit 100% that it might be crazy. I just didn't love this one, unfortunately. What are your thoughts? Let me know what you think. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how wrong you think I am. Remember, sense is subjective. What I like isn't necessarily something you'll like. And always remember to smell your best. See ya.